Immediate.
It's so good.
Steak is a highly regarded meal across the world, and if you've ever bought a steak from a grocery store or even ordered it at a restaurant, you may have noticed quite the price difference between different types of steaks. Today, we wanted to see just what those extra dollars will get you and compare a $150 cut of Japanese A5 Wagyu steak to a regular cut you can pick up from your regular grocery store. But in order to really appreciate this rather rare cut of meat, we first need to understand what makes Wagyu steaks so sought after and expensive. Now, the term steak is a bit of a blanket term for the cut of meat from a cow. The part of the cow that it is cut from is really the determining factor for a good steak. Tender cuts like ribeyes, strip loins, and porterhouse steaks tend to be more expensive. This is because the cuts come from higher up on the animal, meaning that the muscles don't get much exercise, which would be why they are so tender. Tougher cuts that come from the round, bottom sirloin, and chuck are usually less desirable when it comes to steaks due to the lower, harder working muscles. There's much more connective tissue holding these steaks together, which thus creates a chewy, tough cut of meat. The reason this plays a big role in determining the price of a steak is because those tender cuts of steak only make up about 8% of an entire cow. That means a butcher has to charge enough for this mere 8% to make up for the 92% that will either be sold at a much lower price or not even sold at all. This now brings us to Wagyu steak, which is probably one of the most expensive and sought after cuts of meat in the world. The term Wagyu literally translates to Japanese cattle, and genuine Wagyu beef can cost upwards of $200 a pound, and the cows themselves can cost up to $30,000. Originating from the Japanese Wagyu cattle, Wagyu beef comes down to 4 main breeds, and these 4 breeds were bred for physical endurance, which in turn produces more intramuscular fat or marbling throughout the cow, and the fat is more evenly distributed throughout the cut. I mean, even just looking at a cut of Wagyu compared to a regular cut of steak, you can see just how much marbling there is compared to a regular cut. But just because you get a cut of Wagyu beef doesn't necessarily mean it's the same as other Wagyu cuts. Wagyu beef is actually graded, coming down to 2 main factors: how much meat can be yielded from the cow, which is graded from A to C, and the quality of the marbling, which is graded from 1 to 5, and the higher the grade, the higher the price, with A5 being the highest grade. We got in contact with our meat supplier Woodward Meats here in Ontario and managed to get our hands on a few cuts of A5 Wagyu beef. For this video, we have a 16-ounce A5 Wagyu strip loin from Japan, and this comes in at about $135 a pound. And we also have a Snake River Wagyu New York strip, which is from the States. This comes in at about $90 a pound, not as expensive, but still quite pricey nonetheless. But to really see the difference Wagyu really makes in a cut of steak, we're also going to compare it to a regular cut bought from the grocery store. Alright, so we got strip loins here. I think that one will do. Okay, so I think it's time to cook our steaks. Now, I've cooked a steak in the past, but I've never actually handled anything of this caliber, so I think we should probably leave this up to the pros. Hey, Lonnie.
Hi.
Are you busy?
No, what's up?
We're shooting a video about steaks. Would you be interested in potentially cooking some up for us?
Sure.
One of them is a $200 Wagyu cut, so no pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. Okay, yeah, I can do that.
Perfect. Can you cook them well done for us?
Get out. Get out.
Maybe we should start with the $10 cut.
Yeah.
We'll work our way up.
Let's work our way up to the big papa.
Are you nervous?
Yeah. Yes. As a matter of fact, I am.
That was the first steak down. How do you feel?
Stressed already. I'm stressed, and it was the $10 one.
Now it's the time we've all been waiting for, the taste test. To try these steaks out, we have our very own Lonnie Murdoch, head chef and chief innovation officer here at Meals, Shai Beckman, president and CEO at Meals, myself, David Praff, head of marketing and media department, and Mike. And we're gonna see if Japanese Wagyu is really worth the hype. First up, the $10 cut.
Here we go. I'm going to be biased because I made it. Well, it's tasty. It's chewy. Like, it's not bad for like a grocery store steak. It's not bad.
It is not bad flavor-wise, but extremely chewy.
Yeah.
Like,
chewy.
I felt like I had to chew that like a piece of gum.
Yeah, it's super chewy. It's good, but I think it's just the seasoning that makes it good. Because yeah, like it's super chewy, for sure.
I mean,
It's like ASMR.
like it's steak.
Yeah,
It's good, but like, yeah, it's very chewy. It's like, it's pretty chewy. So for a $10 cut, it actually wasn't half bad. It's your average steak that I personally wouldn't mind eating at all. Next up, we move on to the $90 American Wagyu steak.
This one.
Yeah.
This is the American Wagyu. I'm gonna take a rare piece. Like, I guess I could have cut them smaller pieces, guys. Sorry. Also chewy.
Yeah?
There's a fat cap on there. And maybe that's my bad. Maybe I should have taken that off. It's good. The meat itself is more flavorful.
Is it worth $60 or more than the $10 steak?
No.
Ooh.
No. Like, if this was $10 and this was $20, I'd say okay. If this was $10 and this was $70, no.
It is also chewy, but that flavor is unreal.
Yeah?
And the fat, I really like the fat. You were a harsh critic at 5.5 stars.
Yeah, that's really good. It's definitely fattier than this one, which I like. And it's not as chewy, which is cool.
So, I've never actually have had Wagyu before, regardless as if it was Japanese or American. So I'm pretty excited. All right, American Wagyu. I'm nervous. I don't know. I'm nervous.
No, these are the perfect size.
Still a little chewy,
Yes.
but for lack of a better term, it tastes more like a steak. You know what I mean? Like you get that meatier kind of flavor. Yeah, it's a bit fattier as well. Actually really good.
Yeah.
Sounds really good. An improvement over the $10 cut, but not quite game-changing. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for, the $140 Japanese A5 Wagyu.
I'm excited for this one.
It's so good. It's so good. Like you can really feel, you can really taste the difference. Like considering they each have the exact same seasoning, but this one is like buttery. Like even though they all have butter, this one tastes like, just like you can taste everything.
Whoa. That's nuts.
Good, right?
Take my money. That is amazing. 10 out of 10 for sure. That is unreal. That is the best piece of steak I've ever had in my life.
I'm gonna cry. I don't want to stop chewing it. So how much is this? Like, let me preface, my income is limited. I would literally pay $130 for this. That is ridiculous. How unreal is that?
Whoa!
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's literally like butter.
Yeah.
It just melts in your mouth. That's insane. Yeah, that's a 10 out of 10. That's a 12 out of 10. That's insane. Yeah, worth every penny.
I have to get more.
Oh, are we done?
Dig in.
Going. All right, so I guess it's time for the rest of the crew to eat, and we'll check back in a few. Do you know what I think might make the Wagyu a little bit better? If we put some ketchup on it.
Yeah.
Probably the first and last time I'll ever have Wagyu, so.
Oh, super kill it.
Yeah, that's great.
I love working at meals.
I love my job.
Okay, so I hope all of you lovely viewers out there found this video both entertaining and informative. Okay, so I hope all of you lovely viewers out there found this video both informative and entertaining. If you like this video, please be sure to hit that like button down below and hit subscribe to stay up to date with our latest videos. We're probably going to be making more videos like this. Yeah. So yeah, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we upload new videos. With that said, as always, I'm Dave from Meals, and this is Mike from Meals, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye, guys.
Peace. Okay, so I'm going to take this last piece of Wagyu.